Nice to have you back on the channel. Hope you're doing great. And yeah, sun is shining for you. This video is sponsored by Haribo Pico Balla Sour. I'm just joking, but they're really good. When I started learning Ableton, I was like starting with audio. So, I mean, we know we have MIDI and we have audio. These are the two languages that you learn in the beginning in Ableton. And some people would say audio is limitation. Other would say it's commitment. And I'm a huge fan of commitment. So it's the better way to finish tracks if you finally go on some point to audio. Why I love audio too is if you take something like a recording like this, of this beautiful Bach here, some water, and you loop it, and then you go in beats algorithm here in the warp mode. You can make everything to a percussion, and then even with 16 here, getting a nice rhythm, right? And that's the thing with the looping. I love that you can loop stuff really, really easy. For example, if we go here really snappy, and then push that with an amp or something. Maybe even with a vocoder. And then a filter. Envelope. Just because of the movement, you have a very stereo image, white, cool percussion element now. So fast. And that's the thing that I like to use with MIDI. So, for example, if you have a MIDI channel, the most of the time you just need any sound source and a sequencer, because to make techno, I feel like we need sequencers. It's sequencer music, right? My way to go, we all know, is Sting. I really like it. And I make short steps, like 8, because it's in techno then, and then you can just randomize it. And yeah, sound source, simple operator. And then you get sequences. Or basslines. Or more cooler. And what I like to do then is I just resample loops. And very important here is right now that you don't know where you go with this track yet, right? I just know I'm on 140 BPM right now, and that's all I know. If I do techno or don't, doesn't matter. It's just you get inspired by what I always say, the creator channel. So in this case, our MIDI channel, and then I go to audio. This is nothing new on the channel. I think if you watch many videos, I'm not expecting that you watch all my videos, but if you do, there's nothing new for you here, right? But I like to do that I build a complex system here where like modulate and get more and more deeper with this one channel and then resample it. Because then I have simple things like this where I can just again do my warp modes and change the sounds again. Plus, every time you record something to audio, you have this beautiful waveform, and you can start again changing things and have a clean channel to completely start from scratch and say, okay, I like this, let's put this into some Sometimes you just need a reverb to change the sound completely. And then what I do is layering. I just layer. Maybe and then maybe you take some random modulation. Let's say we take here this 8 steps and randomize them here a bit and map that on that level here. So you hear. And again, just loop stuff. Then you change, I don't know, just the sequences here. Actually, no. Let's keep it sequency. And then you can just copy that, change here again, elements, and make it a little bit longer, just to have an off time. And then when you map that, for example in the frequency range, and again, I'm changing it again. It's just that you have like random modulation sources and they're all not like mapped to the same. You see, so I start to make on one channel just all these random things. Can make percussions. It's kind of like emulating this moment where you have your first synthesizer. I think it was for me like this. I got my first synthesizer and I was just jamming on that thing because I just have that device. And then recorded samples into my Ableton and just played with that. And I feel like that's the best, actually the easiest workflow I found in my life, because I was blasting tracks every day. And yeah, now I just emulate that in a way that I modulate stuff here. Is this working? Yeah. We have to limit this one. Okay, maybe that one not. But maybe that one. But let's take this one. Now we're getting random, cool frequency shit. Wonderful. So now I have this like creature going on, doing stupid weird stuff. Now we have cool stereo image here also. And then again, just give me one of these ones and we record it. This one a bit longer because I have some random moments. And then if you anti-solo that and listen this, you will realize that we slowly, just because we're using a sequencer as the base element, I would say, for the sound source, everything is sequenced, and just by random modulation that is every time a bit different when we push record, we're getting interesting loops. Okay, that's kind of messy now, but you get the point. So let's say here a little bit less bands maybe. And then you also can play with the loops itself in the audio and find sweet spot. Let's see what we have here. And then sometimes I have already like something like this, so I can copy this, play it again, but then here we take the actually bass frequencies. Don't use the EQ for that, let's use a filter for that. Ah, we are on this one. Oops. Okay. Yeah, whatever. Done. Nice and dry. And then also here opening it. And pushing it maybe with some multi-saturation on the bass. That's not the bass, here. Around -6. Nice. And then we have this. It's actually time to also call some things what they are. That's a sequence. What we have here. Okay, groove, perks. And that's the thing, it's actually cool to see also by this random generation that you record random things that you can find sounds that you didn't know, this is actually a percussion groove. But it's somehow. Maybe even a shorter loop. This short loops in the end in a full track, making the track. For example, if I say now we have a kick, I'm not sure if you can see the plugin actually right now, but I just having a, oops, I just have PunchBox here, and I will use a super soft click, make everything else off, and then just use this sinus sub and make the decay a bit lower. For your ears, we make it on -6, and we make a short little loop here with a kick. Actually, let's reverse this one and see what we can find when we do this. And then you also always can touch the stuff, right? And warp it and make your own sounds. Here again, we can make 16s, maybe this one, and yeah, this one is actually, I don't care. And then this is the moment where I hear like all these elements are actually good. That's a classic techno, right? Cool. And now I have this loop here, right? And it feels like kind of off. So what I'm doing is I select everything and then I make a Command U to quantize it to the grid a bit more. And then I find the loop that I like. Sometimes it's actually shorter loops that makes it to more techno feeling. This one, and then for example now, I know we take this part, now we can say, okay, this element bothers me on that spot, so maybe we put that on the first, And hey voila, the loop is better. Beautiful. And yeah, with this, you kind of get very fast to a point where you don't use like the classic 909 hi-hat, the classic whatever, you know what I mean? Like the sample packs that you already have. You just don't put them there and have always the same sounds. You explore, and I think that's very important. Like you don't know what you do in the beginning. You just sound design in this channel and make everything with that. I mean, make all the sounds that you hear right now, besides to the kick and the water, just with that. Sorry, I was a bit sick. So yeah, when we go on with this here now, we can change the grooves, of course, give it a little bit of an off number, maybe 7 steps. Put a delay on it. Unsync it. Chorus. Oops, that was caught. We don't want that. We want that. Thank you. And then here, maybe we go a bit up. Sometimes also nice changing the root note. And then every time I change the root note, I already do that up here too. So maybe later I can just drop. For example, sometimes when I don't feel it, like right now, what I do is I use a different sound source. For example, Vertex. Ooh. Nice sound, but not what I'm looking for. Why it's not here? Here, Vertex. Oops. Lol. Yeah, it's early. By a guy that Tom from the Patreons, who make that thing inspired by the DFAM, and yeah, you can randomize everything. Just the frequencies, all part about the frequencies, or everything. Love it. And then, yeah, you're getting cool sequences. Ah, by the way, we don't need sequencer then anymore. For example, and there you have it. Just keep it simple with a simpler. And I don't know, like put that one here, and something like this, and then what else? Oh yeah, actually this one, let's change it a bit. In this case, maybe even the delay is not so good. And then here, copy that. Find a better something. Yeah, this one. Yes, better shaker. And then here we put some loops. And then you go in slice mode, and then you put again, like a random sequence in slice mode, so you're getting cool percussion loops. And maybe and then of course find a better and you see really fast it comes together. And then yeah, I always play with this one element. Now for example, this creator channel, I like this one, so we record it again. We just go and say vertex, yeah, record it for a moment, and then we change it again. and then we can change it to something new. Okay, Vorsicht. That could be nice. A little bit arrangement. For example, reverb. This one is not really happening. Oi. Something like this, for example. Okay, everything a little bit lower. Yeah, nothing crazy, really a generative track right now. But if you really sit down and choose wisely what you record, and not like me now in the tutorial mode, you will have some cool sounds that you not expected. And that's actually what I want to show here with the video. So you sit down, you make a source to your main source, whatever it is. If it's your studio with the modular synthesizers and all the good stuff that you pay for, or if it's just your microphone in front of you, do it, record stuff, find short loops, and you will have a lot of fun. Then put some drums on top and you will have techno, because short loops is techno. And sequencers are your best friend. Yeah, that's it. I think now just the YouTube stuff, like and subscribe, that helps me. I have a Discord channel where a lot of people help each other, and yeah, you should join. It's a community. We built something there. And yeah, check my website for preset packs and stuff. Cool goodies to make some hypnotic sounds. Okay, then I see you soon. Bye.